Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to season 3, episode 6 of the Prosperous Yogini Podcast. And if, like me, you have school-aged children, can I just say, hallelujah? Or actually, do you know what? I'm really mixed. So I've got 2 children, aged 10 and 13, and they've just gone back to school. My husband is also a secondary school teacher. So the joy is I have them around for the 6 weeks of summer holidays. And because I'm self-employed, I get to choose, I get to decide, and I very much have a lot of time. I don't stop working in some holidays. I love working. Actually gives me a little corner, a window away from my family life, but I definitely scale back my hours and very much block out my time, so I get to have lots of time with the kids and with my husband, which is an absolute gift. It's a blessing. It is one of the main reasons why I decided many years ago now to go full-time self-employed. But yesterday they were all back fully yesterday, and I had that moment. I sat in the house and I was like, oh, I'm all by myself and this is amazing. So if that's you, if you're resonating with that energy, it's great, isn't it? And I love that September, back to school, new term energy. And actually, this is really inspiring today's podcast, because I'm doing this too. I'm seeing right now lots of people launching new courses, selling programs, tapping into that back to school energy. That's exactly what I'm doing. I invite you to do the same. And obviously, and this isn't a criticism, I'm not into saying they're doing it wrong, I'm doing it right, because there are many strategies and many ways to crack an egg. And the way to do it is the way that works for you. And if you're not sure, be in test and see mode, take a strategy, have a plan, follow it out, change if necessary, see what the data says, see how you feel about it, refine. But I have seen just like the narrative in the last few days come my way about low cost courses, low cost offers, low cost programs, low cost memberships, and these being a bad thing. And if you're doing this, you're doing it wrong. So I've seen someone selling like the corporate model, working into corporate, and like the narrative that you could earn 2 or 3 grand with a corporate client, corporate contract. How many £97 courses would you need to sell? Now, absolutely, that is true. If you have one corporate client, one one-to-one client, one retaining client that is paying you 3 grand, that's a lot of £97 courses. I'm not debating that. I also saw, actually, it was an ad that got pushed my way in social media. You've been lied to about low cost courses. And then you see the counter narrative. Low cost courses away, go low cost memberships are in, selling your $27, your £7, your £97. It's a minefield, isn't it? There's so much conflicting advice out there that no wonder you feel confused. No wonder you wonder what you're doing is right. And I'm here today, right, to tell you how powerful a £97 course is, how powerful a paid low cost offer might be, but also, unless you have a very big audience stroke mailing list, that it wouldn't be the only offer I would have in my offer suite. So I have been back to school vibes. I've opened the cart to one of my repeating programs that is £97, ideas to action. And I'm really happy with the amount of people that have come in. It's the most amount of people that have come in to date. And I've been, it's top secret, so I can't tell you, sorry, like it's not top secret, but I've been cultivating, want of a better word, a new offer, a mid-price offer, which for those people that have worked with me, either in my masterminds or one-to-ones or in my lower price offers, they get an invitation. And I've been starting to make invitations to people who have done previous £97 offers into this longer term mentorship. and I've been making sales into this. And like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy, first of all, that I have got a course that's dead easy to sell. Like £97 is a complete no-brainer. Not just that, it's very, very clear on what it is. Ideas to action. You have an idea, you want to take action on it, you want to bring it into physical form, I'll show you how. And that's the first thing I want to say with any like low cost offer. And you might be now like, Amy, what defines a low cost offer? Oh my God, how long is a piece of string? And this is like into the online world, by the way, it's all made up. But generally speaking, a low cost offer, I view low cost offers anything under £100, but you will hear some online gurus, course gurus that say anything under £500, anything under £1,000 is a low cost offer. But generally speaking, I'm thinking about those offers. We're talking about courses, programs, could be products, could be an in-person offer. I mean, like yoga teachers, Pilates teachers, I'd say your drop-in class rate is an example of a low cost offer. That would lead on to future long-term clients. And that, can you just write that down, guys? That is one of the values of a low cost offer. But I generally see it as price points that people are pitching. And again, I don't know why we do this, but £97, £99, 47, 49, 27, £7, £9, right? They tend to be the prices that, for whatever reason, we opt in on a low cost offer. For me, 97 for a program that's going to be 3 or 4 weeks long with some pre-recorded content and some support from yours truly feels like an aligned price. So what I want to say, like, and it isn't criticizing these people, but it isn't true what they're saying, that a £97 offer, yes, it is true, if you wanted to make £3,000 from a £97 offer, let me get my phone out here. And this is the conversation that gets missed. And full stop in the online world, and people misunderstand what it may take to scale and sell an online course and launch an online course and have that 5-figure launch or whatever. But it's conversion rate and audience size. So let's just say I want to make £3,000 from a £97 course. Let me just calculator out here. I'd need to sell basically 31. And you might be like, oh, £6, 31 places. That's not bad. Well, this is where nobody talks about this. Actually, that's not true. There's some people I do respect out there. Denise Duffield-Thomas is one of them. She'll talk about conversion rates, industry standard conversion rates. And what does that mean? What does a conversion rate mean? A conversion rate means how many people do I have in my audience? Predominantly mailing lists, but other places where I connect and nurture and sell to my audience. Social media, for example, maybe into a WhatsApp group, in person, word of mouth. But like, generally speaking, a good conversion rate is actually about 1 to 2%. So if you email your list with a new offer and you have 1,000 people on your list and 10 people buy, that's a good conversion rate. Slightly different if you've gathered a group of people into like a mailing group or into a Facebook group, and you specifically nurtured them with a specific like freebie offer that you're going to sell a specific paid offer into. Well, that would be slightly different. I'd hope for slightly higher conversion rates. But even then, industry standard 5 to 10%. So often when we make an online offer and we're like, oh, 4 people bought, 10 people bought, that's not very good. I'm like, well, how many people on your mailing list? Oh my God, your conversion rate is 10%, your conversion rate is 20%. This is incredible. Let this grow. And this is the important thing about the low cost offers, right? That yes, if you want to make $3,000 and you haven't got a large mailing list, let me just take 31. God, the maths here. How many people would we want to have? We want to probably have about, a good solid 10,000 probably people on that list. If you haven't got this massive list, and I don't have a massive list, I have in total on email a list of around about 1,500 people at the moment. Actually, I've been culling my list quite a lot, because if people aren't open my emails after a certain amount of time, they're off. And I'm about to start using targeted ads to regrow my list, because I know the power in the list. But yes, I've got about 1,500 people on my list, and yeah, I'm really happy with the amount of sales that I've made into ideas to action, not to mention the conversion rate that I've got in terms of selling this secret. Guys, you got to come and give me some money and you find out what this secret offer is, right? Come into ideas to action next time I sell it. Come into Solo Successful next time I sell it. Come into a masterclass next time I'm offering it. If you end up working with one-to-one or one of my mastermind clients, you get access to this anyway. But I'm really excited about the conversion rate in terms of the people that have opted in to continue to work with me in this mid-price offer. And this is what these coaches that are telling you their way is the way are not having the honest, or better put, full conversation with you. And one of the things I would like to say is a mixed model business is a good model business. So unless you've got a big audience, like, they're absolutely right, none of us are going to make a lot of money off a low cost offer. I'd like to use an example though of someone who is making a lot of money off a low cost offer. Many years ago now, I opted into an American a digital course creator called Lizzie Wilcox. I think that's her name. And she had a $9, and I don't know if it still exists, but she had a $9, so really low cost membership, email marketing membership, that once a month she did a Zoom call. There were email templates. She released a new email template every month. It wasn't massive. It was only $9, but it was very specific. I could see all the email templates, and it really did help me in those early days learn how to write a half decent email, of which I still use that today. And she had 25,000 people in this offer. She obviously had a very big audience, the American market, and it doesn't mean we as British course creators can't tap into the American market, but the American market is bigger, let's not pretend. So she was making $24,000 off this £9, very scalable, very deliverable product. So absolutely, first of all, low cost offers that are immeasurably scalable are a great idea, but aren't going to make you rich unless you've got a bigger audience, or unless you're willing to be in it for the absolute long game. So I do have a really low cost offer. I have Substack. My Substack costs me nothing to run other than my time. But my Substack is £4.40 a month, or £44 a year, the cost of a coffee. And my goal, and I am quite a bit away off it, is my first goal is to have 100 people pay me in Substack. I've currently got, I think, 15, 16. I am so in it for the long game with Substack. So in it for the long game. I celebrate every new free Substack subscriber that comes in. I celebrate every new paid member, and it's just this low cost in the background every week, reminding people about it. Content, evergreen content. And it doesn't matter whether I have one person, if I have 1,000, if I have 10,000 people on Substack, the workload for me is the same. And I know if I stick at it, this podcast is a brilliant example, guys. And I'll be honest, really naughty me, not looked at the recent data for the podcast. But last time I looked, we were over 12,000 downloads. Like, I've learned from this podcast that if I just stick at it for the long game, if I just repeat the practice and be in that beginner mindset, being willing to grow, that I can call in and create what I want. But yeah, unless I've got a big audience, I'm not going to make a lot of money from a low cost offer. But that doesn't mean it's not right for you to have it. It doesn't mean it's not right for you to have it. And now we're talking about building out into an offer suite. And I just want to say, sweetheart, Rome was not built in a day. I love that. I've got some sayings like, with your mailing list, or parsley to Rome. And then when we're building out an offer suite, Rome was not built in a day. I know if my one-to-one and mastermind clients are listening now, they are chuckling away, because I'm like a broken record with this, but it's true. Rome was not built in a day. So in terms of your offer suite, it will build out and it will evolve over time. And obviously we have different types of businesses, different types of business models, and we are all different type of people. So this isn't, please guys, me saying you definitely don't have one offer, don't go super niche, and don't just do that forever. I mean, that for me sounds terribly boring and I'd get really bored, but actually that might really suit you, particularly on your time commitment, human design, personality. And I will say, get the practice, get the systems of business down, building an audience, growing an audience, nurturing an audience through your core broadcast channels. And don't have too many, by the way, guys, you'll be completely overwhelmed. So if you're like, well, what one should I have, Amy? I'd make sure you're damn findable on Google, like long form content, search engine optimization. I would lean into Instagram and Facebook as social media levers, unless perhaps Pinterest or LinkedIn may be better suited for the business that you're in. And absolutely, guess what? I'd encourage people to join your mailing list and nurture your mailing list. So, in terms of real simple terms, focus on that. Because unless you've got an audience to sell to, what's that phrase? You're pissing in the wind. But it doesn't mean you then won't grow that audience before you make offers. It could all happen all at once, right? But the power of a low-cost offer is it might be easier for you to sell. And I want to tell you where. So how did I end up with these two courses? I've got two courses and two core programs, Soul-Led Success Formula and Ideas to Action. And they're both about 4 weeks long. They've both got modules that are pre-recorded. So make once, sell forever. I love that vibe. Pre-recorded. Because I've been in course creation mode since 2020 now, I've learned this very valuable lesson. So please let me pass this on to you. Less is more. Less is more. Do not put the kitchen sink in your online course, and make things as short and to the point as you possibly can. So I've got the modules are no more than an hour long, very actionable, very short, very easy to digest. And how did I come about this? Well, this time last year, nostalgia is setting in. I was right in full-blown proper launch mode. I was launching the freebie Energetics for Selling Masterclass, which, by the way, I'm still using as a lead magnet today. Put that in the links if you've not accessed that. And that Energetics for Selling Masterclass was leading. It was the freebie launch event that was leading into my 8-week course, Energy, Mindset, Money and More, which, by the way, this time last year, I was like, this is my signature course, right? I'm laughing because at the time it felt like that, and I believe that, but this was something else. This was something better. Have a strategy, follow the strategy, be open to it changing. So I did it, and it was all right. Okay, people did buy the program. Absolutely not as many as I hoped, but the people that bought it were absolutely amazing. And one of them is still one of my retaining one-to-one clients that has had a mind-blowing progress in the last 12 months. So think sometimes when things don't quite work out as planned, we can be very disappointed and hard on ourselves. And then when we look back, we're like, this happened for this reason. Anyway, I then planned to relaunch, of course, back in February this year, 2025, because guess what? It's my signature program, right? And I went down the launch process, the seeding, the freebie. I went down that route. And everything felt off. And I was like, I just don't want to do this. I don't want to sell a 997 program like this with all of this. I just don't. I was looking at when the Zoom calls were going to be in my diary, and I was like, I don't want to do that. And I was like, this is why it's not selling, because I don't really want to do that. But I'd really told myself it was a signature program. And you absolutely should repeat it to get the data, to refine, and so on and so forth. Anyway, mid-launch, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Sorry, guys. But I was like, the content of that course, the 5 core modules that I deliver, are damn bloody good. I can't let that go into the archive. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this really easy for everyone, including myself. I'm going to pitch it at £97. This is a no-brainer offer. I know you go out of an evening and have a meal and have a drink and probably spend £97 and don't think about it, right? Many of you. And I do acknowledge that for some people, £97 is a lot of money. But in terms of an investment in your business with a very clear promise, £97 is a bit of a no-brainer, guys, right? And what else do you spend £97 on without thinking? And I was like, I'm going to make it a no-brainer price. I'm going to pre-record the 5 modules. I'm going to bring everyone into WhatsApp group because I will support them through the 5 modules, because this is solid success for me. Because, you know, if it's pre-recorded, we can always do it another time. Whereas if it's happening in a defined period, you've got me taking you through it and the opportunity to ask me Q&A, engagement will be better. And guess what? Engagement was better, massively better. And it really worked. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do this again. I was like, I already have a course. So Ideas to Action was an in-person half-a-day workshop, which I'd really enjoyed delivering. Don't get me wrong. And it doesn't mean it's not going to happen in person again. But I was like, you know, my audience isn't just Cornwall. I have a wider audience beyond Cornwall. And I'd done it as an online version of the course anyway. And I was like, right, let's repurpose, reuse. £97 course went straight off the back of Solid Success Formula in February this year into Ideas to Action. And guess what? Virtually everyone, talk about conversion rates, guys. Everyone who'd done the £97 course in February signed up to the £97 course in March. A few of those people are now mastermind stroke one-to-one clients. Can you see the value of a £97 course or lower cost course? And like, the price of this is going to be, you know, relative to you, what you're offering and what you feel aligned for. But what I'm doing is making an offer that's an absolute no-brainer, that I feel super confident selling, that I can sell to everybody that's already in my list. I don't need a huge amount of warming up because it's like not a massive investment, both in terms of time or money. People come in and, oh my God, do I show up for my £97 offer, people? Like, I deliver like no other woman has delivered for £97 before. And then I sell to them, I upsell to them, I make other offers, and the conversion rates are so much higher because they've already given me money. They've already experienced what it's like to work with me. And many of them, not all of them, and that's okay, but many of them want to carry on hanging out. And this is vital. So your low cost offers are a form of a funnel, but a form of a paid funnel. So we talk about, you know, your freebie, your lead magnet, your freebie opt-in. And I'm not saying that they don't have a place, right? They absolutely do. But people that come in and give you money, whatever the price point is at that lower price point, are more than likely to come in and give you more money. So if I go back to the analogy where you could make £3,000 from a corporate client or sell £31.90 £97 courses, what is easier? I thought, well, actually, they both require a bit of work. Corporate clients take time to find, time to nurture. You will have many no's before you have yeses. You will probably give some of your time for free before you secure that contract. Yes, once you're in, it's that nice reoccurring revenue. And it's not dissimilar to working with retaining one-to-one clients. And my one-to-one prices are not cheap, and quite rightly so, because I go all in on my one-to-one clients. But I'm very, very aware that my one-to-one clients need to feel fully trusting in me before they part with this commitment. And I've just signed a 6-month one-to-one client who has done Solid Success Formula with me throughout the summer, did Ideas to Action back in March. She's been in my low-cost offer. She's been in my world. She's absolutely loved it. And she has full faith that making this large financial commitment, time commitment with me is safe, is the right thing for her. And the £97 courses led to her making that £4,500 investment. So there is absolutely a place for low cost courses, even if you have a small audience size. And I've been seeing it across lots of my one-to-one clients. I had a one-to-one client, mastermind client, who created like an audio membership to support teachers throughout the summer. Low cost price, £67. And we're like, we get to choose, right? £67. Again, it was a scalable offer, pre-recorded audios with some support within a WhatsApp group. a good, I don't know, I lost count, but a good 2/3 of the people that were in that £67 offer have gone on now to become retaining one-to-one clients of this coach, because they want to continue working with her, because they saw the value in that lower cost offer, and they were ready to go in at that price point. And then they were like, oh, I need this. In fact, I need more of this. How can I work with you? And this is the value of a low cost offer. Does it mean you should be making low cost offers today? It depends, right? Go back to Rome wasn't built in a day. Let your offer suite evolve over time. But I do like to think, how can people come into my world? And what's the free stuff? Well, I'm really going to nurture them. And you don't need a lot of that. What's the low cost stuff that is kind of a bit of a no-brainer, got nothing to lose, let's dip my toe in the water. I quite like Amy's vibe. And then they swirl around in my universe, and many turn into long-term clients, which for me really matters. From a financial business point of view, I get consistent reoccurring revenue, which is good. Feels safe. You feel like, I know I've banked 2k 3k worth of returning payments for the next 6 months, 12 months, for example. But it's a little bit deeper than just the financial benefit to me, because I know long-term transformation comes from long-term support through coaching and mentoring. And I can say that until I'm blue in the face to people and make them my mastermind offers, make them my 6-month one-to-one offer. Sometimes people know that but don't feel it, so they can't feel safe to come in at that lower price offer, and then they feel safe to make that bigger commitment. So there's loads of value in a £97 course. It's understanding what the value is to you based on your audience size. And like, there's nothing like sales coming in your business to encourage you to make more offers and make more sales. So there's no hard and fast rules, and you get to decide. But there's another bit of advice going out there, which is go high or go low. And I do quite like that. And I will say I found myself in a place where I'd gone high or I'd gone low. You could either work with me for like £4.40 a month or £97 for 3 or 4 weeks, or be part of my mastermind or one-to-one clients, which is a price point approximately £4,000 per 6 months, or £750 per month. Like, so that was go low or go high, right? And it wasn't not working for me, but I had these people that I loved, that I knew that I'd worked with in my £97 offers, that were like, I'd really love to work with you, but I can't afford it. And like, I know they can't afford it, right? This isn't me like overcoming objections about the fact that they can afford it. I know, like, no, guys, right? The dance between profit, turnover, and investment in your business is a delicate dance. Go back to listen to the episode on profit versus turnover, right? But I wanted to help these people here because I'm here for you all, because my purpose, my dharma, my duty, right, is to make sure that, and I've talked about this, is started to come into my language. I think it's really interesting. I don't know where it's come from, that we drop the shame, that we say, I want to share my gifts with the world. This is how I want to do it. And by the way, I'm going to make a shed load of money because I'm a big, kind-hearted human being, that we just happen to live in a capitalist society right now. And more money in my hands will amplify all the good that I've come here to do. Okay. That's my purpose. That's my dharma. That's my duty. That is so, I think that's ingrained into my soul, that I wanted to create a mid-price offer. And the £97 offer has helped me. Wow. That was a powerful one today. It's not a criticism of the coaches saying you must own low cost membership, low cost courses away. I'm making £43,000 a month from a £27 course. Great. You're not sharing your Facebook ad spend, but that's okay, right? And the other side of it was like high ticket corporate. Look what you can make with one client versus the low cost offer. Again, that's not wrong. A mixed model business is a good model business. I'd love to see you with some retaining higher paying clients, whether they be corporate or one-to-ones. But what you've got to understand is it all has a place, and it isn't a definitely this, and it isn't a definitely not this. So yeah, it goes back to one of my sayings. Question everything you're told, particularly what you tell yourself. All right, my darlings, what I'll do in the link today is I'll put the link to my Substack, £4.40 a month. If you're like, I love the podcast, I'd love to hear a bit more of Amy, the Substack's the place, right? And then I'll also put the link to my free masterclass, The Energetics of Selling, which this time last year was the freebie live webinar into my signature program that no longer exists. Guys, I'm just like, hope you're seeing that this is business. Hope you're seeing that none of us have got to sort it out. We do make it up as we go along, okay? But then when it comes to offer suite, it's not rocket science, yeah? What's my audience size? What do I like doing? What's my offer suite? What price points do I have? What are the price points that people can come and work with me? What's that entry price point? And actually, I've got a couple of I'm just thinking of my projector buddies out there and I've got a couple of one-to-one projector clients who very much they work one-to-one with clients and like to be invited into retreat and facilitator programs, but they very much, their core offer is like one-to-one offer, which rightly so is a more expensive program and package. Actually, one thing those clients that work with me have is a one-off one-to-one. So those people that aren't ready for that 6 week, 6 month, 4 month, whatever time frame you want to set it at, commitment, can come in and dip their toe in the water. And that's not a £97 offer. It is still more expensive, but it's still relative to their package to work with them over time. All right, my darling. So I will see you again in September, endeavoring to do 2 episodes a month and sticking at it so far. And yeah, I've got something really exciting planned for October. We're coming into selling season. So months of abundance for us service-based entrepreneurs. And guess what? I can't resist doing this. Right? I'm now, if you're not watching on YouTube, I'm now putting my face really close to the mic if it goes really loud. We're going to make a shed load of money together. It's offer season. It's selling season. You deserve a slice of that pie. All right, my darlings, I'll see you all in a few weeks.